What's up? If you're watching this video, I just want to say thank you so much for downloading and installing AutoEdit Event Recap Mode for Premiere Pro. This is an AI plugin built specifically for the Premiere Pro application. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to install it, how to open it in your computer, and how to get it running, and also just the use cases and also troubleshooting and bug fixes. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. First things first, you're going to go ahead and open up the file appropriate for your computer. If you are on Mac, you just literally right click, or you can double click the .dmg folder file, and then you just hit open. So I could just double click it and open, and then it'll open this installer in just a bit. And then if you're on Windows, you obviously just unzip this zip file, and inside the zip file for Windows, you'll find 3 files over here. All you need to worry about though is this .exe. So on Windows, you just can right click this and run it or open it, and then it will just start the installation process. Do not worry about these 2 bin folders files, just leave them as is, don't touch them. All you need to worry about is this .exe. Just double click that or right click it and open it. So by the way, if you're on Mac, you just double click this this package installer, and then it'll begin the installation process. Keep in mind, for this process, it's best if your Premiere Pro application is closed. I like to just keep it closed, and then you're just going to go ahead and hit continue and install on your computer. I already installed it, so I'm not going to install it again. It's going to ask for your password, so just go ahead and type in your password. Once it's done installing, you'll get a green checkmark notification. You can go ahead and close this out. If you want to move the installer to the trash, you can, but I recommend just keeping it around just in case if you need to reinstall for any bug fixes. And then before restarting Premiere Pro, one thing I always love to do is just reset the plugin cache. So the way you do this is before you open Premiere Pro, this works on either Mac or Windows, you hold Option or Alt while you open Premiere Pro. So I'm holding Option or Alt, and you see it's going to ask us to reset some options. Now all you need to worry about is resetting the plugin loading cache, clearing some media cache files, and then personally I would not reset app preferences because that's going to get rid of all of your keyboard shortcuts. So if you want to keep your keyboard shortcuts, just don't click that, and then hit continue. And now you're going to go ahead and open a brand new blank project. I always recommend starting this with a blank project. It works best with blank project files. If you're already editing a project and you already have a bunch of sequences open, it can possibly work, but you know, the chances are that there's going to be some bugs and glitches is higher and more likely. All right, now we're at the home page of Premiere Pro. Go to the top left, create a new project, name this whatever you want, create the project. And now we're going to go ahead and open the plugin. So if you're completely brand new to Premiere Pro, all you do is go to the top left hand corner, you click Window, you hit Extensions, and then you should see AutoEdit Recap Mode. That is the plugin name, and then you just click on AutoEdit Recap Mode, and then it will begin to open. Now the first time you might open it, it might take some time to start importing some files and projects. So if it looks like it's frozen, it's not. It's just loading in your files, and then you should see in your media panel these folders appear. Don't touch them, just leave them as is. Now we're going to go ahead with the editing of the event recap process. The first thing you're going to do is obviously upload your music track. I'm going to select my song. Keep in mind this has to be an MP3 or .wav file. We hit open, and then you see our song appears. Next up is your interview clips. Now this is kind of particular. You actually don't have to upload these. These are optional. As you can see, it says optional right here, but these are for if you shot an event recap video and you have interviews of your subjects, maybe you're asking them questions, or even better use case if you're editing a documentary video and you have some interviews, customer testimonials, or if you're doing those like street style interviews, you can upload interview clips here as well. And what this feature will do, they'll find the best quotes of your interview footage. I'm just going to go with one of these. And then next up, lastly, we're going to upload our B-roll clips. Now you have to upload at least 3 B-roll clips. I recommend doing more the merrier. And then once you upload your B-roll clips, you can just go ahead and hit next to the BPM detection. Now the BPM detection has 2 features, auto detection and manual detection. Auto detection will do kind of what it obviously implies. It will automatically detect the BPM of your song. For those of you who don't know, BPM stands for beats per minute, and basically this is just the pacing of the song. Now it will detect the BPM. If you're a musical artist or you actually made the song, you know the exact BPM, you can go ahead and adjust this by just literally scrolling left and right to adjust the BPM. And then lastly, it'll give you options for the speed of the cuts. So for your actual video edit, do you want them to be medium, which will be like a slower pacing, and then slow, which will be ultra slow, so there'll be less cuts per beat. What I usually like to do is just do variation, which is going to mix all 3 of these together. Now if you don't like this BPM, maybe you're like, I've tried this edit and it's not as accurate, we added a brand new feature compared to our older plugins, which is manual tap mode. And this mode will let you just tap to the beat of the song, so that way you can just get the BPM automatically. So I'm gonna tap. As you can see, I'm just tapping to the beat. Just click this button. Don't hit the space bar. Boom, bingo. So after doing the tap to BPM, you can see our BPM is way different. And that's kind of more accurate to the actual beat of the song. So I'm just gonna hit variation again, and we're gonna use this BPM. So you can do whatever one you want. If you're on a crunch for time, go with the auto detection. If you want to actually tap to the beat of the song, you can do that as well. Now next up, we have two modes for the B-roll detection. We have quick mode and higher accuracy. Quick mode will basically create a really quick rough edit. Next up, we're moving on to the B-roll highlight selection. Now this feature will automatically select the good parts of your B-roll. It'll aim to cut out all the shaky, blurry, and mess up takes. Keep in mind, it's not going to be 100% accurate. There's still going to be some parts that are going to be a little bit shaky. It's an AI model, so it's not going to be accurate 100% of the time, but it should aim to get 80%, 90% of the bad takes and all the shaky parts cut out. So you can either use quick mode or higher accuracy mode. Higher accuracy mode will of course take some more time. I'm going to do quick mode just for the sake of this tutorial. And as you can see, instantly it starts pulling our B-roll selects for us and importing our timeline. Now keep in mind, whatever clip format that you import, it will set the entire sequence setting to this. So as you can see, one of my clips, I think my first clip was a vertical clip accidentally. So it set my entire sequence to vertical format. If you want a horizontal video, then use horizontal clips. To change your sequence settings, of course, you just go sequence settings, and then you can just change this to what you want it to be. All right, okay, perfect. So now our sequence setting is correct. And now you can see if we play this out, we got a rough event recap edit cut to the beat of the song, and it pretty much did a good job of cutting out most of the shaky parts. Yep, there you go. That's a highlight moment for sure. Yeah. All right, perfect. So we have a very rough event recap edit, but it doesn't stop there. Now we have to analyze our interview clips. For those of you who uploaded interview clips, keep in mind, if you uploaded longer interview clips, it's going to take longer. Now this slider is basically asking you, how long do you want the quotes to be? Like, do you want your interview clips to be 27 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, whatever you want. I'm going to go with like 30 seconds just to be on the safe side. And we're going to hit analyze interview quotes. Now this is where it's going to be analyzing the audio from your interview clips. So keep in mind, try to have some good audio. Try to keep it clear and quiet. And once it's done analyzing, it goes pretty quick. You'll see we get a bunch of different quotes from our interview that we can just select. So this is really helpful, especially if you don't want to just have to re-listen and re-watch your entire interviews listening for just the highlight quotes. So you can see we're looking for some like good quotes about this event. All right, I think a big effect is it brings a lot of creatives together. Those comment sections doing this, you can actually study as much as you want, but the best advice is to only get better by going out there and doing it. Yeah, that's some good advice. Okay, so you see it pulled some good interview highlight quotes. I selected just the few ones that I wanted. And once I'm done with that, I just hit auto rough cut. Now what it's going to do, it's going to automatically place our interview clips throughout our timeline with some B-roll clips over them, and then the music track below it. So then that way we kind of have a rough event recap edit. So there's going to be some cuts in between, and then there's of course going to be the interview clips as well. Now this makes it super helpful, so that way you can just get a rough spine structure outline. Keep in mind, event recap mode works best for just getting that rough cut done, so then that way you can focus on the actual like boring work of the edit. Now, we didn't stop there. Of course, there is still more. There is actually camera shakes, transitions, film burns, and sound effects. A lot of stuff we can do. So this page, I honestly, for this tutorial, I'm just going to select all of these. These are going to add what are called scenarios. For event recap mode, we invented we came up with a new method for applying the visual effects compared to our previous plugins. Our previous plugins would literally just apply overlays and effects directly on top of your timeline. And now what we did is we built a bunch of different scenarios, which are a bunch of pre-cut edited scenarios of how your clips would look good together. And basically what it does is it fills in those scenarios with your clips. So those scenarios have stuff like film burns, flashes, sound effects, and you can basically just turn them on or off by just the switch of a button. So if you don't want crowd sound effects, right? Maybe you didn't shoot a concert, or maybe it's not like a crazy rave, then you can just turn it off. And then literally once you're done by selecting all of these, you can just adjust this effect intensity slider to how many effects you want throughout your timeline. I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go with 99%, and we're just going to hit apply selected effects. And now you can see it's going to start automatically filling in these scenarios for us and placing them onto our timeline. And if you can see, if we played it out, boom, we got this crazy edit going on so far. A bunch of camera movement going on. We got flashes. There's a bunch of effects. This one has flames. This is great for concerts with, like, you know, flamethrowers, obviously. And it's really good at creating just a crazy, like, hype style edit of our event recap edit without having to manually place everything ourselves. Now, keep in mind, if you Now, one very important thing to note on, if you encounter these media offline errors, this happens sometimes because every file path of every computer is going to be different, so you just have to simply relink the footage. It's super easy though. So we included this little quick tutorial on how to relink footage. All you literally do is you can go to any of these clips inside of your scenarios. What I prefer to do is just literally select everything right here in your media browser. So select everything, right click it, and then you just click link media and then click locate and hit OK, and then your computer will automatically locate those files for you. If it still doesn't find anything, just hit search and it should do a good job at finding those lost files for you. And boom, just like that, we got our files relinked. And now you can see there are no offline media files on our timeline. So that was just one quick thing. That's just one quick step to keep note of in case if you encounter the error. It's really easy to fix. It's not a glitch. It's nothing wrong with your plugin. It just means that your file paths are a little bit different and the computer just needs to relink them. Once you relink it, it shouldn't appear for any other future use cases. So it should really only be a first time use issue. But nonetheless, that's how you can apply some scenarios to your timeline. Now, lastly, we still didn't stop there. We still have some more features going on. We have title cards. Now, this title card applier basically lets you, as the name implies, apply title cards to your event recap. We have a bunch of different styles, templates, designs, just like a bunch of cool titles that you can apply to your videos. We're gonna go ahead and just wait. And also they come with some lower third titles for your interviews as well. So let's say we like this like Nike style event recap. I hit apply the title card and boom, instantly it applies the title card and it applies a lower third every time my subject is speaking. So every time he's speaking, you can see we have this lower third title card. It's a little bit bright in this event anyways. So we'll just go ahead and update it with his name, his title, and we have an event recap title. And now in the very beginning as well, we also have this event recap like main title that we can apply as well. And it looks super dope. The way that you adjust this and customize it is you literally just go to your effects and control panel and you can just hit the drop down on where it automatically adjusts it. And you can change stuff like the font, you can change stuff like the capitalization, the color, the sizing, position, whatever you want. It's completely customizable. Just go ahead and have fun with it. And once you're done, you just hit finish. There you go. There you have it. That's how you can use AutoEdit Event Recap Mode. It's a pretty packed plugin. If you have any questions or need help, we have a I need help support button. So if you just click on this button, it'll take you to our support page where you can just basically file a ticket. The best way to reach us is via email right here or the Discord server. We have a Discord server. I try to do customer support myself as much as I possibly can. If not, we have somebody from our team there as well. But if you have any issues, just reach out to us. I'm sure we can get it working for you. I always say this in all my videos, but I came from being an event videographer and music video director myself, so I know what it's like to get buggy plugins. So if you have any issues, just feel free to reach out. Happy to help. Moving on to the last part of this video is troubleshooting. Now, if you have any issues with this plugin, maybe you load it up, it's not importing anything on the first timeline, or it's actually just not working, I always recommend to simply restart Premiere Pro, open a brand new blank project file, and then go ahead and restart the process. Now, if that still doesn't work, just go ahead and close out Premiere and reset those plugin cache options one more time. So you just save your project file and you're just gonna go ahead and hold Option while you open Premiere and then you reset everything. And that should make everything work and go back to normal. If that still doesn't work, just simply go ahead and reinstall the plugin once again. So you can go ahead, if you're on Mac, you can go ahead and delete the plugin by going to Document and it's in a folder called Mac, just literally Mac. And this folder contains everything for event recap mode, so you can literally just delete this folder by moving it to trash, and then the plugin, and then reinstalling the plugin. Now, if you encounter any, last thing to note on is if you encounter any bugs and you want to send us a ticket, it really helps us a lot. If you go to your documents folder, so I'm in the documents over here, I literally click on this folder called AutoEdit Recap, and right here, there is a debug text. There's two debug texts right here. If you could just send me those with your support ticket, that'd make the process super easy and make it super easy for us to just send you feedback. But that's how you can find these debug texts for troubleshooting and help. Other than that, thank you again so much for downloading Event Recap Mode. Happy editing. I'll see you guys soon.